Hi, it's Mary O'Toole from thelightwithinwellness.com. So in my yoga teacher training class this week, a student asked me how much of a yoga practice she should have every day. We were talking about daily yoga practices, and as I shared with her, when I first started, I started with DVDs at home, and I started with a short practice. But then as I was in my yoga teacher training and as I graduated, because I worked in an office all day long and it was a fast-paced environment and I was constantly either in meetings or on projects or problem solving and running around. And I used to come home and I would change my clothes and go into the fridge and pull out any snacks I could get. And I would be snacking away on food. And my favorite go-to was ice cream. I would be eating ice cream and at the same time processing my day. I'd be thinking about all that happened. I would think all I need to get done tomorrow. I think about all the interactions and my mind was like, boo, doo, 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 doo. And next thing I know, half a gallon of ice cream is gone. And then I don't have an appetite for dinner. It impacts that. And then I would feel bloated and icky. And still my mind was racing and going, and I wasn't present. I wasn't home to be with my family. And I would then, after dinner, sit and watch the news. And I remember one night, my husband was in the other room, and he said, as I'm watching the news, "What did they say?" And I realized I didn't hear a word. My brain was still at work, was still focusing on the day, was still processing through the day, was still in meetings, was still in actions, was still thinking about what I got to do tomorrow. Not one word of the news did I hear. Nothing. And I'm like embarrassed, but then I was like, oh my gosh, where am I? Where's my mind? So what I started to do, the more I learned about my body, the more I learned about yoga, was I would come home after work and I would change my clothes and I would pull my yoga mat out and I would go into one yoga pose. Simple, easy, comfortable pose. And I would breathe and I would focus on my breath and I would focus on my breath. And then the mind started to process and slow down. Sometimes I was in that pose 5 minutes and sometimes 45 minutes. And after I finished that, I'd come out. My brain would have slowed down. I'd be so clear. I'd be able to be present and at home with my family and then cook dinner. And actually, it helped with wanting to eat healthy. My taste buds I was craving healthier foods because I discovered I was an emotional eater. And then when you're stressed, you eat comfort foods. And I would enjoy my meal and I'd be home with my family and my brain would be slowed down, if not focused on work. So that one yoga pose was huge for me. And it doesn't have to be a big fancy pose. It can be a nice restorative pose. It can be a simple pose like lying on your mat and breathing. Or lying on your floor if you don't have a yoga mat and just breathe. Put your hand to belly, hand to your chest, breathe. I always used to like to turn down, so it got me away from the world. If you're into yoga, I used to do the child's pose and breathe. And so I think it's very simple. Any healthy practice is simple as long as it's done continuously. Practice continuously. Not practice for 6 months, not practice for 9 months. Continuously, everyday practice. Build it into your everyday as a support system for you, as a way to be healthy, as a way to release stress. So I wanted to share that with you because for me that was life-changing. And if that works for you, great. If there's something else that feels better for you versus yoga, to me, yoga is great. It really brings the body back into balance. It's something that really has changed my life, and it's something some form of yoga I do every day. But maybe sewing is your thing, or maybe taking a walk is your thing, or go for a run. Whatever it is, create something that transition you from your busy, active, crazy day to a peaceful evening, an evening with your family or your loved ones or your friends or by yourself, an evening to be with yourself, but help you process through everything that you did through the day. So hopefully that helped you. Let me know if it was helpful, and if you have any comments, if you have any questions, leave me a comment below or send me an email. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope this helps you as you start to incorporate little tools and tips and tricks to support you in your everyday life. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.